So today on NewbieVeT, got a special guest, the Honorable Onion Head.
Ciao. Oh man, what a day, what a day, what a day, what a day. Man, there is stuff going on out there. This is the weirdest time. A Chinese proverb, may you be born in interesting times.
So man, okay, Onion Head. First off, let's get into why Onion Head. Where did that name come from?
An onion is like an ogre. It has layers. So your brain, do you only have one concept, one thought?
Right.
Is there only one aspect of you? Or is there multiple levels of the person that you are?
There's multiple layers.
There's multiple layers of the person that you are. So it all depends on who you're talking to at that particular moment as to exactly which layer you're getting, you see. There's multiple things. You are a different person when you talk to your mom.
Right.
Than you are when you talk to your dad.
Right.
Okay, now pull that all throughout society. That's also, there's who you are right now is not who you were years before. Okay, so if you come to me and say, yeah, well, one time you did this or you said that, I said, that wasn't me. That was that son of a bitch that used to actually inhabit this body. Yeah. And of course, this body is gone too.
Right.
Your cells regenerate and so forth. Literally, the body that you have right now is not the body that you actually had when you were a kid. You're a completely different person. You are a different entity than you were back then. So you got a problem with that son of a bitch? You go find him. Right. You go find him, you go talk to him. Because I got problems with him too. He made some decisions that I'd like to slap him around for. Right. All right. But I can also look back on those things, on that person, on that individual, and draw from that, to pay my passage forward as I go. Think about it this way. If you make money right now and then you just spend it, actually, let's stop for a second. What is money? What do you think money is?
Currency. Basically, paper.
Okay, so a fruit's a vegetable.
Fruit's a
vegetable. All right.
Yeah.
What is money? I mean, you just told me, well, money is money.
Right.
You just used another word for money.
Yeah.
What is money?
That's a good question.
All right. Good question. I'll give you a good answer.
All right.
Money is a representation of the labor and skill that you've expended. I trade my labor for something else. Hey, I'll mow your lawn for that. Or let's put it in 1970s porno language. Is there any other way I can pay for it? Okay. Money is labor and skill. Yeah. All right. So I trade my labor and my skill. You become an old man. Do you still have the capability to perform the same type of labor? No. When you're a young man, do you have the skill that an old man has?
No.
When you're an old man, do you have the skill that a young man has?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, in a way, but no.
You go ask a 128-year-old man how many women he's laid this week, okay? He's got a different skill. All right? A young man has the skill to flirt with a young woman, and an old man, that's not flirting. That's called being creepy.
Yeah, that's true.
Right? So you got different aspects, okay? So money.
Right.
When you're a young man, you make $100. Don't you damn well dare spend $100. You only spend $80. Well, actually, you spend even less than that because most of that money doesn't belong to you. You've already traded something. All right. Your bill collectors, they gave you something and you promised to give them something else.
Right.
Okay. So you labor to do things. I gotta work so hard to pay my bills. Yeah. Duh. Of course you do. Okay. You accepted something. Now you got to pay for it.
Right.
All right. So when you're a young man, put some money aside because that money doesn't belong to you. It belongs to the old man that you're eventually going to become who cannot climb that ladder. So when you're an old man, you can reach back into the labor and skill of your youth and use it today. So that's the same thing. Your experiences that you had and who you were and the mistakes that you made, the wisdom that you gained. I mean, you only gain wisdom through experience. You know?
Right, through experience.
Yeah, you make mistakes. You know, a cat touches a burning stove, it'll never touch a stove again.
That's
A
true.
human touches a burning stove and it creates an oven mitt. Or it gets its brother to touch the stove for it. Yeah. Yeah. I touched that stove. Ah! Hey! Why'd you go do that? Well, you were mean to me. No, I was helping you gain wisdom and experience. Yeah.
Oh, man,
Now, if you do it to a stranger, you're a dick.
Right, that's true.
You do it to your brother, your brother.
It's your brother.
It's your brother. Yeah.
Right, okay.
Yeah. So, the person I was before, if you say, well, you said such and such at one time, yeah, that guy did. That guy did. So what? What's your point? Things like that lend you to being an onion. That's where, so why'd they start calling me Onion Head?
Okay.
Because there's multiple levels, multiple layers. I can argue 5 different sides of an argument all at the same time. And then someone says, yeah, but what do you believe? Well, that's none of your fucking business. If I can argue 5 sides of the argument, it means that I can see that there's 5 truths.
Right. Yeah.
So what do I believe? I believe that there's got to be 12. Because I'm rather limited. If I can see 5, there's got to be more.
Got to be more.
There's got to be more.
Ones you can't see.
Yeah. So what is it that I believe? Well, I believe I'll have some more.
Some more Joe.
Yeah.
So, from Hawaii, but I mean, you travel the world.
Travel the world. Not Hawaii, Caribbean.
Caribbean, from the Caribbean.
Yeah.
And
Close.
So how was it over there in the Caribbean?
We have 2 seasons. Oh my God, it's hot. And
So
oh my God, it's hot and
They
wet.
don't have 4 seasons.
No, we only got 2 seasons. Oh my God, it's hot, and oh my God, it's hot and wet. We got hurricane season and tourist season. I grew up in a different world, a different time. I came to this planet 1957, and so traveling the world and living in the world, I've seen a lot of things change, and I grew up with no shoes. I still say it, today. Every now and again, somebody will hear me when I get a little bit ticked off at somebody. My justification for being who I am is, I own my own pair of shoes. I don't have to borrow my shoes.
Right.
I don't have to paint my feet to make it look like I'm wearing shoes.
Right.
I own my own shoes, and I own my own shirt. I've got more than one pair of shoes now. Right. This is a big deal for somebody who grew up like that.
Right.
And I left home when I was 12 or 13. And some people say, you ran away from home? No, I went to work. Okay. You live in the Caribbean, if you don't have 12 jobs, you're freaking lazy, man.
Hey.
Get yourself to work, boy. You ain't got nothing to do. I give you something to do. And next thing, so my first job was sweeping.
That's your first job.
Aunt Beulah gave me a broom and told me, well, she didn't give me a broom. She hit me with a broom. She hit me with a broom and told me, oh, boy, gets out to my house. If you're in the house, you got to be doing something else. And, no, I don't want you in here doing what we're doing. That's women's work. Right. And it's just she told me, I don't want you in here doing the thing. You go do man's work. Out there. And what is man's work? Well, anything that they tell you to do.
Right.
I know that's really weird for today's thing where they go, oh, you think that a woman can only do that, then a man can only do that? No, it's just the women say, I don't want to do that. Men say, I don't want to do that. And women say, I don't want you in here. Get out.
Right.
So, it was, we're cooking, we're cleaning, we're sewing, we're doing all that stuff. You have the capability to pick up large, heavy objects. I got a whole bunch of large, heavy objects out there for you to pick up. But you're just a little kid, so here's a broom.
Right.
Go out and sweep. And so my first job was you sweep off the sidewalks. You go out there and you sweep off a sidewalk, and you sweep off like an entire block and you get 5 cents. And I remember money was different. At that particular time, and so you start to get to know the neighborhood. And and you know people, and you know that you have to be there at a particular time, and blah blah blah. So I left and gained an apprenticeship working on boats. Learning how to fix boats.
Right.
So I learned how to fix things, and I started traveling the world because I could fix things. Right. And if you can fix things, now you have the capability. You have money. You have a capability. You have something to trade, right? Because everything always breaks.
Right.
Everything always breaks. And as an artist, I can fix it, but I can also make it look pretty.
Right.
I can be creative. And I'll have to speak the language. I can point to the broken thing. I can point to my tools. I can point to me. I can go like this. And there it was. So, I just started traveling around the world. And I've been in a lot of weird situations.
What was the weirdest area that you went to? Not weird as like wild, weird as you. It wasn't. It was more than what you expected.
Wow. More than what I expected. I'm not exactly sure what I'll say. This America is the most amazing place I've ever been. It was way more than what I expected. Every place that I went, I was getting more than I expected because we didn't have the internet back then.
Right.
So you just kind of traveled. You heard stories and you said, "Wow, I want to go there and I want to see that." Mm-hmm. And okay, the one thing that was way more than I expected was Zimbabwe. It used to be Rhodesia, and I did not expect that kind of a war zone.
There's a war zone.
Oh yeah. Yeah. It was way more.
So you've been around a war zone, like So are the war zones like they show it on TV, movies, or it's a way lot worse, which I can imagine. But is it similar to what they show on movies and TV?
Well, I guess the qualified answer to that would be a resounding no.
No. Yeah, okay.
A war zone is there's a smell. I don't want to talk about it.
Yeah, okay.
I'm sorry.
Yeah. You good.
I'm getting real uncomfortable.
Yeah.
And that's one of those onion head memory things. It's pulled back. Let me try something. Okay. There is a complete and absolute helplessness. I don't know how to say what a war zone is like for a warrior.
Right. Okay. Right.
So if you're asking like a soldier or something like that, I have no idea what a trained soldier.
I'm just talking about
thinks and feels like that.
Being around an environment like that, like because with most Americans, with us, the war is miles away from us, so we don't know. I mean, they can blow up something, we don't even feel it. because it's so many miles away. But when you're in the in the area of that, it's a totally different thing because,
civilization. What is being civilized?
Right.
What makes civilization? Well, I'm not that type of a scholar.
Yeah.
But the old aspect of that used to be that civilization is, city dwelling, commerce, rule of law. Mm-hmm. Rule of law basically means that I can expect, I know what to expect whether or not it's popular or unpopular.
Right.
Okay. I know what to expect of you. That's like what contracts are. Okay. We both agreed, to something.
Right.
A war zone is an absolute lack of civilization. You're an animal at that particular time. It's nothing but your own survival, and the survival of those around you. There is no politics. There's no, and I can't say it for everybody else.
Right.
That's not qualitative. That's not a qualitative thing. That's
right. So let me ask you a question.
It's a smell, and the pit of your stomach is gone, and everything about your life is completely up in the air. When you were a child and you had that pit in your stomach,
right?
There's an impending thing that you have to go to. I don't know, a test, going to school. I don't know. I never went to school, so.
Never went to school?
No.
Never?
Never.
Never had a teacher. Chalkboard? Never.
Well, I have teachers. That's life, but a chalkboard, ring, ring. It's time to go to class, kids. Let's sit down, Johnny. No.
No teacher's pet. Here's an apple.
No.
No, okay.
No. So there's a lot of those things I don't understand. I say I come from a different world. I come from a different place.
Right.
But I've seen it.
So you saw, you were like, hey, what is that?
Yeah. My idea of school, growing up and even now,
right,
is those Japanese cartoons where they show you're in class and everybody's respectful and I'm so excited to learn. Yay! Shit, man, school. Hey, you watch a Peanuts cartoon. You got the teacher go, wah, 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 wah. That's actually a little bit closer because the kid's going, what? What are you saying? I got a different type of schooling. I hear some people, I heard the phrase, I went to the University of Hard Knocks. Bitch, you don't know what a hard knock is. Man, you get an old Caribbean fisherman beating on you. You see this? You see that?
Yeah.
All right, the black got beaten off me. Okay, I mean, for some people it's an expression. No, I got beaten like my asses.
Right.
I don't want to show you the scars on my back.
Yeah.
That was old school.
Right,
but you sit down and you're still being taught, but it's more of a one-on-one. It's a mentor thing,
Right.
I grew up on boats, working on boats, so I'm surrounded by culture. Yeah. Who owns boats?
Not that many people.
Or do you think like uneducated?
Anybody can get a boat.
Boobs own a yacht. A guy that works over at McDonald's and has never gone to school, never studied philosophy, never studied education, anything like that. You think that guy owns a yacht?
No.
So who owns the yachts?
The rich people.
No, educated people.
Educated people?
Educated people.
Okay.
You don't have to be rich to own a yacht.
Right. That's true.
Okay. Most yachts are not owned by an individual. They're owned by a corporation.
Right.
All right. A corporation is you and your partners doing a business.
Right.
Okay. You move together as a body, as a corp. That's what a corporation means, is a group of people acting as an individual.
Mm-hmm.
which is why you can't have one person that says, I've decided what we do. You have to have a corporate board meeting, and we all get together and say, what direction should we go?
Should we go? Everybody go.
All right. So when people say corporations are evil, no, that's not true. What corporations can do and the decisions that they may make may be evil.
Right.
Right?
Right.
And of course, these are the things this is that type of schooling that you get where there's people saying, well, how the hell did you learn all that? Because I listen and I talk. Right. And you're surrounded by those people.
Right.
So most yachts are out there just being sailed around to be maintained. The actual owners and the corporations aren't even on it. They're just being used as like corporate meeting places as well.
Right.
And so you got a lot of interesting people, you know, that will talk to you and tell you things and really want to impart knowledge on you. I said the word evil a second ago. There's another one of those things, like the other money. Like, you know, how did I learn that? Right. I learned it from these people.
Right.
You know, well, what is evil?
Evil is a doing, is an action, ain't it?
Yeah, it's an action, but what is it? What constitutes something being evil versus it being good? I mean, how do you even, what is good? Is good like acceptable?
Because all good things are not good.
Yeah, the best things in life are free, but the cheesiest things in life are free with a paid subscription to Sports Illustrated, right? So it's like, what is good? You know, like there used to be that old thing of saying, what'd you do this weekend? Well, I went out skydiving. Oh, that's good. No, that's bad. The plane's engine burned out. Oh, that's bad. No, that's good. That's good because it was about to blow up. Oh, that's bad. No, that's good. Because I jumped out. You know, well, that's bad. No, that's good. I had a parachute. Yeah. Well, that's good. No, that's bad. You know, parachute. Yeah. When the plane blew up, whoosh, and I made the parachute go all off, and it got all tangled up, and I fell straight down. They said, well, that's bad. No, that's good. You know, and it keeps going on. Yeah, I said, yeah, I landed in a haystack. Yeah, oh, that's bad. Oh, that's good. Yeah, no, that's bad. There's a pitchfork in it. Yeah. Well, that's bad. No, that's good. I missed the pitchfork. Oh, that's good. No, that's bad. I missed the haystack, too. Yeah. I go, well, Jesus Christ, man, is there anything good or bad? Yeah. Yeah, what's good is you paid to hear me tell this story. You know, well, so I you know, one of the easiest descriptions of good is just that's acceptable.
Right.
You know, I accept that and I encourage that.
Right.
All right. Evil is not the opposite of good. Not acceptable. Let's go back to like the Garden of Eden. Okay. What was evil about how do I put it? Let's go back to the Garden of Eden and think about Adam and Eve. And so they eat the fruit of the tree of knowledge,
right,
of good and evil.
Right.
Okay. The knowledge of good and evil.
Right.
All right. So what's the knowledge of evil?
Okay.
This is how I think about it. Mm-hmm. So God goes walking in the garden. He can't find Adam, and he says, "Where are you?" And he goes, "Well, I'm hiding behind here." Well, why are you hiding? Now, here's where the evil comes in. God has never done them any harm. Never suggested that he would do any harm. Okay? Nothing of the sort. But now, I have imagined all the harm that you will do me, that you could do to me. Because the knowledge of that good and evil is, I now understand my vulnerabilities. I understand that I'm vulnerable and I could be hurt by you. So I'm going to now imagine all the harm that you can do to me, and therefore I assign it as an intention. It's all the harm you could do to me. It's all the harm you will do to me if I don't do this thing over here. The evil act right there was I just told the most monstrous lie about you. You are going to hurt me. I know you're going to hurt me, so I have to protect myself from you. Well, if you suddenly adopted that, I can't teach you anymore. Right. So here's God saying, it's not a punishment that I'm putting you outside the garden. It's actually a little bit of a protection. Okay? I can't teach you at this particular point. All right? If you don't trust me, and you've now assigned things to me that I never gave any indication that I would ever do, then the evil starts compounding. Starts to ask Eve, yeah, what'd you do? And she starts to blame. Yeah, and I think she blames like the snake. All right, so she blames the snake, and why didn't she just answer the question? Well, because I'm imagining that you're going to kill me. I just asked you a question, but you've already decided I'm your executioner and so forth. So I'll try and get this guy in trouble. Right. Okay. Well, one of the worst evils that Adam did was that he renamed Eve. Her name originally was woman.
It was just woman.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Asha. All right. It just and Asha, which means man, also basically means fire. Okay, it's that spirit, fire of life. Right. So he decided to change her name to Chaya. Okay, and we like to say, that means, the mother of all things, because she breathed life into everything. Yeah, well, Hebrew doesn't have vowels. So you put different vowels into a word, and it can mean something else. It can be read something, a different way. Right? You put different vowels into that, and it doesn't mean the mother of all things or the breather of life. It means snake.
It means snake?
Yeah. So I have renamed you, and I'm going to give you a name that tells all humanity for the rest of all times, you did this to me. I'm never going to let you forget. You did this to me. Oh, but I'm going to hide behind. Oh, does it mean that? Oh, I'm so sorry. I guess it does. What a bullshit fucking lie, you punk ass son of a bitch. It's no wonder women don't trust us. Right. From the very beginning, you said, I'm going to put something on you. I'm never going to let you forget what you did to me and what you took from me. But I'm not going to be man enough to call you or to name you bitch. I'm going to name you the mother of all life. Oh, you mean it can also mean bitch? I didn't know. You punk ass bitch. How dare you? Some of the first visualizations of women as chaos is she's got the snakes in her hair.
Right.
And she moves like a snake.
Right.
And she'll strike you.
Right.
Never forget. You know, the greatest thing that God gave us is not the ability to remember, but the ability to forget.
Yeah.
Do you really, really, really want to remember being an infant and crapping your pants?
No.
Do you really want to remember all the bad shit that's happened to you? All right. But no, you got to remember. And then you're going to assign it. You did it to me once before. You will always do it again.
Right.
And so I'm always going to separate myself from you.
Right.
That's evil. I have imagined what you could do and said, that is only thing that you are. From then until eternity. That's all you are. Well, that is not all someone is. There's so much more to them. Yes? Yes, yes. Maybe they're little homunculus that can dance.
So
Read us. He's nice, yes? Yes, okay. He's a little homunculus. He's nice, yes? He talked to you. You, the guy over there.
So how long you been doing the artwork like that? That's beautiful.
Ever since I was a kid.
Since you were a kid, man. That's awesome, man.
And I've got a thing about these guys. I love this guy. He dance. He come here. He shake that booty. It's my homunculus. I do the same things.
Them things are dope, man. Things are dope.
I have a fascination for how people care for their dead. It's a fascinating thing, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
The way that we care for the dead.
Mm-hmm.
What is it that makes a woman so moved with compassion that she's going to risk disease by washing and cleaning the body, decorating the body, and then laying it to rest? It came out of her. And she's moved with compassion. And there is something fascinating about us as humans, that we care for the dead.
Right.
It's not just humans. You'll see like a dolphin or a whale with a dead calf, and they're pushing it around trying to lift it up. You see a gorilla, the baby's dead, and they're trying to lift up. Go, come on, you're supposed to be moving. Ants, they bury all of their dead, and they bury it on the north side. If you have like an ant farm, mm-hmm. Dead ants, they'll bury it on the north side. Turn the thing around, they'll intern their dead and bring it back over to the north.
Really?
Yeah. Of course, then again, I could be lying. How do you know?
Right. That's crazy.
Oh, you got the internet. Why don't you go look it up? Remember, I didn't go to school, so...
That's awesome, man. That's actually...
Yeah, that's another one of those things. People say, there's all this fake bullshit on the internet, and I don't like fake bullshit. Yes, you do.
Oh, yeah.
You go out seeing movies?
Oh, yeah.
Do you dress up?
Yeah.
This ain't who you are. We're naked little thingy things.
Right.
All right, but we dress up.
Right.
Okay, yeah.
Costume.
Yeah, we like fantasy.
Yeah.
All right.
Everybody like fantasy.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Because we're evil little fucks. We imagine something like, I imagine that I'm all powerful.
Right.
You know who thinks that they're the most powerful people in the world and that nothing will ever touch them?
Oh.
Teenage girls.
That's true.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's true.
Oh, God. Somebody asked me the other day, Nate, tell me something that is not a cult but seems like a cult.
Teenage girl.
Teenage girls that are into insert pop culture figure here.
Group, yeah.
Okay. Teenage girls who are into TikTok videos. All right. The other one that seems like a cult is teenage boys who are into teenage girls who are into insert whatever right here. Exactly. Right. Yeah. You're young.
Right. Hormone range.
Yeah. And your mind is suddenly expanding.
Right.
And so, the expanding thing. Let's go back to that Adam and Eve thing.
All right.
The fruit of the knowledge of good and evil.
Right.
What do you think it was?
The fruit of the knowledge of evil. Talking about the fruit they ate.
Yeah, the fruit of the fruit of the tree of the knowledge of good and evil.
I think, my opinion on the tree. I think there wasn't no knowledge in the fruit. I think he was just testing them to see if they followed the directions.
I think it was psychedelic mushrooms.
Psychedelic mushrooms?
Yeah. Think about this. Everything that they had, the knowledge that they had,
right.
All right, he wanted them to have. Just like, I think I said to you the other day, you got a daughter.
Right.
Okay, do you want her to have sex? And you said, hell no. And I said, well, don't you want to have grandbabies? And you said, hell yeah. And I said, well, then she's going to have sex. And you said, you know, okay, I want you to have sex, but not yet. Yes. Why? Because it'll fuck you up.
Right.
All right. So, like, if a girl is in college and she wants to get married, don't get married till you finish college, because most women, as soon as they get married, they'll drop out of college. Then what happens if your husband dies? Man, you didn't have the degree.
Right.
Get the degree first.
Right.
Okay. You want to make sure that you're not poor? Get a job, keep a job.
Right.
Finish high school.
Right.
Don't have a kid until you get married. Those type of things. There's some of these basic, simple little things that you say, these are things that they compound. Well, my life can be great without that. There's more of an assurance. It's like insurance, right? So I want you to have this knowledge, okay? But like when God kicked him out, he said, now you're going to have to fight the ground to get your bread. And now it's going to be producing some, if you read that, that basically means you were going to have to work anyway.
Right.
But now you're going to have to fight it, because now you're going to have to figure it out on your own. Notice that it took us like how many thousands of years? For some people, they may say it was like tens of thousands, right. Hundreds of thousands, millions, whatever,
right.
For us to get to this particular part where we don't have to fight the ground as hard, but we're still fighting the ground. Now, how much would that time have been shortened down if we had just told the teacher, go ahead and teach and I'll listen? Instead, it was, I don't need school. I can do it my own.
Right.
Okay. And some people go, well, you didn't go to school. Yeah, but I still had teachers.
Right.
It's just, I couldn't afford, to go to a school. There was no school, where I was anyway.
Right.
So, but, so when you take psychedelics, it opens you up, right? And when people take psychedelics, it will change your life for the rest of your life. There's a fascinating thing. Here's one of the reasons why I think we should be studying psychedelics. People who smoke cigarettes, you can give them the proper dose of psilocybin mushrooms, and there's no urge to smoke anymore. I'm not talking about, now I have to slowly quit and so forth. No, like that. You can bring it up to them a month later saying you don't smoke anymore. They go, fuck, you're right. It does something interesting to you, but it's unearned wisdom. So I can show you, I show you a phone, to a Stone Age person.
Right.
They're going to think it's magic and so forth. Right? It's unearned wisdom. They don't know how to use it. A gun in a baby's hand. A gun is a good thing.
Right.
All right. It's the ability for a small person to be able to even the odds. All right. A big person can dominate a small person, but not with a gun.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
It's like they said, God made man, Sam Cole made man equal. Right. So now a woman doesn't have to be afraid. She can be by herself and have something. But what about a baby? What about a child who does not comprehend life and death, or really doesn't comprehend it? A gun in the hand of that baby is unearned wisdom, and danger is going to ensue, right?
Right.
So, same thing. You don't want your daughter having sex and having a baby before she can even figure out how to begin structuring her mind.
Right.
Okay, so you had it too young because you still have a lot to figure out, and earn. So I want you to, in the proper time.
Right.
When my kids were little, I said, look, I have movies all over this house. But there are some movies I don't want you watching yet. I want you to watch every movie that's in this house, but at the proper time.
Proper time.
Because
time for it.
That's right. There's a time and a place for the thing. Zombie movies. I don't watch zombie movies.
Why do you watch zombie movies?
I'm from the Caribbean.
Yeah.
Zombies are real.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
So I see some zombie movies, I'll watch it and I'm laughing going, wow. That's why it's like I watched World War Z and I was going, that's...
With Brad Pitt.
Yeah, with Brad Pitt. And I thought, wow, that was a great movie.
Right.
And there's others. I can't watch this. I won't put that in my head. I have a niece that she wanted me to take her to Saw. That movie. It's a series of horror movies. Do you want to play a game? It's one of the stupidest damn movies I ever fucking saw. Why don't you spend a little bit of time on a construction site? They're locked in a room and they don't realize. I'm looking at it going, the hinges are on the inside of the room. Knock the damn things out. Bear in mind, it's a movie, okay? It's a movie, but at the same time, I go, I'm not watching this. I'm not putting things like that in my head. That's evil, okay? I will not put that in my head. Okay, so there's some things that I'll get up and I'll walk out. Right. There's things that you're a full-grown man. You've been in prisons. You've been in war zones. You've done horrible things. You had Interpol looking for you for a while, and you can't watch that little movie. No, I won't watch that movie. I won't put that in my head. Some of those things there, that unearned wisdom. Okay, I don't want to know about that.
Yeah.
Okay, I don't want to desensitize myself to that. It's one of the guys that worked with me said, "Well, that's why you're not freaked out by things the way that other people are freaked out by things." Because you watch so many of these movies and you put so much of this stuff in your head. There's a part of your head that's constantly saying there's a supernatural being right around the corner that's about to eat me up and eat my face off. I'm a little bit more along the lines of there's a son of a bitch around the corner that wants to kill me and take my money. Yeah. Right. So I've got a different
different way. It's actually true, because you have some people that they create these, because they watch so much of that, they have these illusions and things in their head that they actually think some of that stuff is true.
Yeah. Watch some people going through a haunted house. I've been brought through a haunted house before and I didn't understand it. Because, and part of my thing is going, man, you don't know what real horror is. You go see a real zombie. Yeah. When you suddenly see your cousin who's dead and he's out there working in a field and his mind is gone, that's fucking terror. Right. Not something trying to come over and eat you. But to realize somebody did this to him. That's horror and terror. Right. All right. So there's unearned wisdom. Right. So I imagine that it was, there you go, man. There's a mushroom right there. You've eaten that, boom, it opened your mind to your vulnerabilities, all the ways that you're vulnerable, how you can be hurt. And if I understand I'm vulnerable, because remember, they said, I now understood that I was naked. All right, it's not necessarily they all show that, they're running around, just naked. Well, you're not grasping it. It's a metaphor as well. I suddenly understand that I'm naked. There's nothing that protects me. I'm vulnerable. And now I have to cover myself up. You're trying to hide from the creator of the universe? Apparently that was unearned wisdom because you couldn't figure that one out. Right. All right. So, in my opinion, that's what one of those things was, is that, that psychedelic, it opens up your eyes. So, you got to be real careful. If you're going to go out there and take some psychedelics, I'm not saying psychedelics are bad. I'm saying that they can be unearned wisdom. It's why it's a ritual, a passage that you go through. You may have a sweat lodge, you may have, this, that, or the other. That you've brought the person up in certain wisdom, in certain experiences, in certain knowledge, and then you introduce this to them, and you don't just leave them alone. You're guiding them through it, and so forth. And it's it can be a very powerful, powerful thing. Which is probably why in some of those old scriptures they said don't do it. Don't participate in sorcery. The word was pharmacopoeia, or pharmacopoeia, whatever. Yeah, it basically meant drugs. And it wasn't, don't take drugs, because you find someplace else it says, look, when you go up to do your sacrifices and you come from a long way away, sell your cattle and get money. And when you go up to Jerusalem to do the sacrifices, buy your sacrifice there, and whatever money is left over, use that for your beer and whiskey and other intoxicants. Right. And have some fun. Okay. What he's talking about, with don't engage like in the pharmacopoeia is, like the psychedelics or something where you're trying to communicate with the other dimension. Right. Because we've already seen what unearned wisdom did to you one time. Yeah. So take your time.
Let it build.
Let it build through some of those things. What's the difference between being intelligent, being smart, and being clever? Let's start with the first one. What's intelligent? What's intelligence?
Is intelligent is your knowledge of basic knowledge, basically.
Basic knowledge, okay. It's an accumulation of knowledge. You want to get more intelligent? Read more.
Right.
Learn more. Watch more. Get more experiences. You will become more intelligent. You're not born intelligent. Okay? Yeah. Now, what does smart mean? I'll give you a hint. He's smart as paint, that one is. Look at that, boy. Look at that. He made that connection like that. He's smart as paint, that one is. Paint makes something look pretty quickly.
Right.
I don't have to rebuild it. I can just paint it. I can put a layer of paint on it and it dries and boom. Right. It's smart as paint. It's as quick as paint. So what does smart mean? It means being quick. Yeah. All right. So I have all this knowledge, and I was able to dig through it and find the right thing quickly. That's being smart.
Like a mental Rolodex.
Bingo.
Yeah.
All right. A mental Rolodex actually operated by somebody who built the Rolodex. I know where it is. Right. And I can find it. I can
go right to it.
Okay, I can find that thing. So I know that. You get all that useless information in your head. It's only useless until the time that I need it.
So you need it, exactly.
All right, and I can grab that thing. Well, they're so smart. Right. You can be smart and not be intelligent.
That is true.
Okay, so you can only have a little bit of knowledge, but you're able to access it like that. Now, what's being clever?
Being clever is finding ways to making the idea happen.
That's right, because it's based off of the word to cleave, right. To cut through something. Right. So I have all that database of knowledge. I can get to it real quick, and I can cut through the bullshit and say, if A and B, then C.
Right.
So being clever is one of those things where you say, oh, I don't have the little twist tie that goes on the bread. You got that bag with your bread in it. Right. You go, I don't have the twist tie. How do I close it? I don't know. Why don't you just twist the thing around and then fold the thing underneath? That's easy. No, it's not easy. It's clever. Yeah. Okay, here's another one being clever. You got a little kid.
Right.
And they want a dollhouse.
Right.
They want something to play with. And say, I don't have any money. Yeah, you do. What's money? Your labor and your skill. Right? So I'm going to take the cereal box and I'm going to cut a line down the front and 2 lines right there. It opens up its 2 doors. I just made an armoire. I just made a closet. I put it on the edge. I can grab that thing and fold it up. It's a couch. You know those clothes I was going to throw out because kids got it all nasty and everything? Right. I'm going to cut it up and I'm going to glue it over it. I'm going to make the different things. I can make stuff out of it. I can take an oatmeal thing and make a little castle. Right. All right. I can do a whole bunch of this stuff and I can make the things. And I've spent the time with my child, right, teaching them motor skills and how to use the scissors and the glue and all this stuff, blah, blah, blah. I was clever. Right. I want my kid to have the toys. I have the assets. I can do that. Because I'm looking at a dollhouse, and what's a dollhouse, man? Just,
a little fake house.
Yeah, it's just a couple of walls and so forth. They're a kid. Their whole idea is imagination. Right. Right? And they want to spend some time with you. Right. All right? And you're teaching them and so forth. So you're using your intelligence, you're being smart, and now you're being clever as well.
All right. So, all right, before we wrap up this interview on NewbieVeT.
All that's onion head, by the way.
Okay, all that's onion head.
Everything we just said right there it's I and I. Yeah. Okay, you may hear me say that every now and again, I and I, because there's my body and my spirit. Okay, it's two different people. What is onion head? Why are you called onion head? Look at all those different layers.
Yep. Just like an onion petal when it opens, an onion blossom.
That's right.
Things are good too, by the way.
Yeah. I got them growing out there. Yeah.
Things are awesome, man. So how can they get in contact? Get in contact with you for business purposes, or if connecting with you about art or anything?
Be clever. I ain't hiding.
Be clever.
I ain't hiding. Am I speaking to the camera?
Yeah.
You want me, you come find me, because if I have to tell you how to find me, you're not smart enough to be my client. It's not good. No.